Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Nairi and we've got this lovely task today of putting some lovely fabric on the edge of this journal. So as you can see, it's already got some bits hanging out of it, so I'll have to avoid those sheets, and it's already got some stuff coming at the top. But my task today is, because this journal's nearly finished, I've got lots of ephemera to the side I've got to pop back in, but basically my job today is to stack some fabrics across these pages, and I'm going to do that without sewing because I can't use my sewing machine at the moment. So those of you who don't have a sewing machine, it's fine, you can do it without. So I have chiffon. So I've got these three different shades here, so I'm going to use those, and I have different fabrics. And the reason why I've called this video Shabby Chic is because I think that's kind of what it's going to make it look like. So let's start with a nice big stretch like that. Now maybe that we have to put this on the other side, but I think we can get it there. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. I've got a brand new one. Let's see if we can get this one working. This isn't my new one, but if we have any issues with it, we'll move over to the new one. She says, I'm looking around. Oh yes, I can see it. I've tried to organise myself today, guys, which isn't easy on this tiny space that I have here, but in some ways it makes me organise myself more. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have the space, then you just have to keep putting things away. But I've got loads and loads of snippets, which, if you make journals yourself, let me know if you have this issue. Like, you end up with lots of snippets, and that's fine, like you can use them again, but when you move on to a new journal, that the colour schemes may not be the same as what you've just used, so then you end up with lots of snippets and you put them away, and you know, you try and store them properly, but they hang around, you don't know what to do with them. Right, now I want it to stick out in a way both edges, so I want it to stay on there okay. You'll see the lovely effect this has as we go through the video, when you start to see all the fabrics sticking out in different places. The issue with my chair is it's not quite high enough. Right, so I'm not gonna cut that off too much. So I do put a lot of fabrics in my journals. The good side about that is it makes it look lovely. The negative side is it does bulk things out a little bit sometimes. Right, now where is my thingy? It's just a thingy, isn't it? There we go. Now that should have been enough glue on there to keep it on, and we're going to have to be really careful that when I put these pages down, because that's a really thin fabric, or see the Fabri-Tac is coming through, it doesn't stick onto the page before it. So I'm going to have to really be careful with that, because especially as I'm doing it for you guys, I want to move forward, don't I, and have lots of it happening, but it could all stick together. So I won't put it on that one because that one's too thin. I think I can put something on the back of there, but I don't want it to get in the way of the tags. So yeah, what can we have on the back of there? So I've got some shorter pieces and I've got some longer pieces, because I want it all to be in different places, different areas, and have that random sort of shabby chic look, really. Although, to be honest, this journal isn't a shabby chic journal. It's more of a, it's not really grungy. I wouldn't go that far. Actually, I'm gonna bring it down here a bit, only because it's not gonna work up there. It's not really a grungy one. I think it's more vintage, but I wanted the fabrics to be fun on the edges, so I thought that would really finish the journal off nicely. So I'm hoping that once I've done the fabric and put all the ephemera back in that I've been working on, and I've taken quite a lot of it out, then we'll be good to go, and I'll be listing it. And that's the bit where I get really nervous, because I don't have more than, say, one journal at a time on the go. So I don't really want to move on to another journal until I've sold this one, which is a bit silly, I know, but it's kind of the way that I roll. Yeah, can you see that effect already? It's nice, isn't it? So we could put something that side as well, but that would be tricky against there, I think. Let me just see what I've got. I've got all sorts of things. We could have yeah, why not? I only need to say why not once, don't I? Why not? So once I had my nails done this morning, yeah, didn't really, I'm not going to moan, but there's like 4 of them that work in there, and it's the guy that I don't think is as good. So I kept saying shorter, but he never does them as short as I want, and in the end I just give up because I just want to get out, you know, because I needed a whole new set, and just goes on, and I'd had enough. So, and then I asked him to do some nail art, and I don't think it's his strength, should we just put it that way. So, but literally my nails were pretty much hanging off, so I'm happy that they're done. So I'm going to put this in a different place, okay? So I'm going down the bottom here, so we'll see this bit of fabric sticking out in a different way. So these are just, some of them are odds and ends, and some of them, then we've got to decide which way we're going to go with this. We either see it from that side or that side. So I'm thinking we see it from this side, which obviously means that side you don't, but that's okay. You can't have it always. I think you can have it showing different sides and stuff. So if you like your sewing machine, which I do, I'm just not using mine because of my back in a minute, but if you like your sewing machine, then if you're able to work it out, you can kind of sew a lot of stuff on before you put your signatures in. It does make it easier, but this is equally as effective. And Fabri-Tac, you know, it honestly, it's going nowhere with the Fabri-Tac. It will stay. Okay, so we've got that going on. So then we've got this card, so I've just got to watch my ephemera that we don't wreck it as we're going through. So I've got about half of my ephemera in here at the moment, maybe 3/4, but no, maybe not that much actually. But I've got to make sure that we avoid sticking stuff onto it and getting in the way. So this kind of screams out here as a nice piece of lace that's going to go on here. So let me see. So this is really nice, isn't it? So this isn't so much shabby chic, but more vintage. So I'm mixing it up a little bit. But it softens that edge there because it's a very black and white theme, which I love. I do love it, but it softens it. I mean, the most benefit is what you see when you look at this, you know, the edges of the journal, really. So I'm going to move this paper clip over a little bit more. Okay. So if we put it on like that. When I was doing my last video, can't remember what it was now, I think I was like bulk doing ephemera for this journal, I was having real trouble with this Fabri-Tac. But I've warmed it up today, had it stood upside down, and I realised there's still quite a lot in it, even though I was having a lot of trouble getting it out last time. So I do have a new one, but I don't need to use it yet. I just need to get this one behaving itself, really. But it was driving me bonkers, because nobody wants to watch on a video while you're wrestling with your glue, do they? Well, I don't think they do anyway. So welcome if you're new here and you found me. So this is a channel that's a spin-off of another one. I was combining junk journaling with decorative planning, and it wasn't really quite working because it's two very different things, isn't it? So I decided to bite the bullet and set this one up and go for it, and I'm really loving it. So I hope you do too. Right, that's nice. I mean, that's going to look nice both sides. So that's the advantage of the lace over the fabric, is it's going to look nice both sides. Okay, so that's that one. Now we'll see how we go. We may not have time to do the whole thing on camera, but I'll do my best to give you a good kind of view of how things are shaping up here. So this is a paper bag, so I don't think I'm going to put anything on that one. Now I think we go back to the chiffon. So I think this side, let's have a look at a darker colour. The chiffon's nice because it's see-through, and obviously this chiffon, it's visible both sides the same. As I said, the fabric, you've got a duller side, haven't you? But with the fabrics, I might do some at the bottom, like little tabs at the bottom as well. And you can fold fabrics over front to back so that you don't have that issue. So you do have you can see fabric both sides, so I might do a bit of that as well. I'll do a bit of everything because the effect on the journal when it's all folded in together is very beautiful. So you can just try out lots of different things, be a bit random with it, because actually sometimes the more random the better the effect is, rather than being very precise about things. I mean, that's not my way anyway, but I think when it comes to fabrics you just have to go for it a little bit. Right, there we go. That's a brighter one, isn't it? Okay, let's turn this around a little bit. Ephemera poking out everywhere. Okay, that's looking good so far. So I think on here we'll try a bit of fabric. Got this nice blue, and I've got this as well. So I think we move away from pink a little bit. So I'm literally sat on one of my, I don't know, you might call it a cushion from your bed. I'm sat on a pillow to prop me up here. Right, so I don't want it to spoil that because it's such a lovely image, isn't it? So it is going to be ending up on this side, I think. But let me see what it would look like as a tab. No, don't like it. So, I mean, we could edge it more like that, but I want it to stick out, so we're going to have to put up with the fact that actually we're only going to see it that side, and that's that, isn't it? So what's everybody been up to then? Are you all doing okay? How are you coping with, I mean, in the UK it's freezing. We haven't had snow, but it's pretty cold. And I think we're due rain at some point, but at the minute we're on a cold stretch. So how are you doing? It's probably, wherever you are in the world, it will be doing something different, I'm sure. No, I want it that way around. So I don't mind the winter. I don't keep as well in the winter, I think. It's you tend to get more wrong with you, don't you? But yeah, I like that. It would be nice to put something there, but if it's going to be anything, it needs to be lace, I'm going to say. Maybe we can have something a bit wider. Let me see. I don't know what a feather's doing stuck in there. I'm sure we haven't had any birds flying in here recently. Yeah, that would be okay. That wouldn't take away from the image, would it? So let's do that. Get that cut down. So what else have I got to tell you? I'm sure I've got lots to tell you. I'll think of things in a minute, I'm sure. Yeah, back's doing better. I mean, I managed to get out to church yesterday. That was amazing to get out. And I thought I was going to struggle a lot more with sitting, but I didn't. So I just think sometimes crafting, getting up, getting down, leaning over, picking up bits from the floor, I think that's probably something that isn't great for it. So yeah, that was lovely yesterday. And I felt really good yesterday as well. It was the day before I felt yucky, but yeah, good day yesterday. How's that? And then my daughter and son-in-law came around with my two grandsons who were 4 and 6. So that was fun, because sometimes on a Sunday afternoon when you've been out in the morning, you're a bit lethargic, especially if it's cold outside. So that was nice. That made the day a little bit of fun. Okay, so I'm liking that. So let's close that and see. So if you can see where we're going now. You can see I've got this sticking out. I might cut that down, but that's real vintage pattern paper, so I'll probably have to cut that down a bit. So it's a bit sticking out a little bit too far. So there's another paper bag. Now that's sticking up there. That can definitely have something on it. It's very black and white again, isn't it? So we can go for colour. Maybe it's a bit twee. Do you know what I mean by twee? You probably don't. I actually think that looks better. Or we can do a tab. And let me see where we've got everything falling. Tricky. Maybe we do, I'm going to do a tab down the bottom. I don't think it would muck up that side too much. Let's do that, because I have got something that's going in there anyway, so too much material could actually muck that up for me. So let's pop that side and that side. There we go. I'm ready to finish this journal now. I always start off with something that doesn't look that full, but always end up with a lot going on in the journal, and it gets to the point where I just feel like it needs to be finished and I need to sort out my stuff and then take a little break, little breather, and then move on to something else. So yeah, I feel like we really are nearly here now. And the other night I did quite a lot of stuff off camera just to relax and do. So that's nice. I feel like we could have potentially had another one, but no, let's not. Let's leave it like that. This one's a nice piece of fabric. Actually, that could look nice there. So I just take back all I say, and we're going to come down there with that. So I think if you're watching Jodie, I think that I am going to do the sea journal, but I think I need to do that just a little bit toward the better weather. So at the moment, I think I'm going to move forward with a Bluebell Woods fairy. It's Bluebell Woods, I'm calling it. And I've got the kit already on Etsy loaded, and I've actually ordered got a printer to do the papers for me, because I'm going to be getting a new printer, and I have to thank Jodie again for her support on Ko-fi. So I've worked out what printer scanner thingy I want to get, just haven't ordered it yet. So I'm actually sending off to the printer to get my kit printed. So I think that might come today or tomorrow. So I'll be ready for my next journal. Right. And I think I'm going to do 4 signatures, and I think if I'm brave enough, I'm going to do the outside beaded signature, but I'm just not sure how I'll get on with that on camera. Now that's quite heavy, and it's not where we've been going so far, is it? But we need contrast. We don't want everything the same. So let me just see how I feel that's going to look when I go on there. No, I don't like it enough, I think when something's got a pattern, it's better, isn't it? Right, so sari silk we have laying around somewhere. Here we are. It's a nice piece of sari silk. I think that's going to look nice there, isn't it? But it could also look nice there on the back of that. And that, my friends, is what I'm going to do. Have it on the back. There we go. The only thing I've watched on telly is the post office thingy. Mr. Bates versus the post office. That was a shocker. There we go. That's pretty. It may be that I chopped the top bit at some point, but I think that looks really nice. Right, I'm just worried about kind of covering this photographic memories piece of paper here too much. I mean, it may be that we can do something on the bottom of this one, perhaps, or the top. Let's see what we could do down the bottom. Nothing to say I can't go down here. Yeah, let's do it. Break my own rules, hey? They were all cut for the edges, but I think that could work. Now while I'm here with my scissors, I'm just gonna just cut this down a little bit. I would have ripped it, but I mean it may just disintegrate because it is old. I picked up the oldest pattern I could find in a charity shop, thrift store place. So I do think it could. Oh yes, that's a loose one anyway, isn't it? Let me just put that somewhere else a minute. It's like a raggedy thingy job. There. So that's okay. So let's get that in there. Go across. Yeah, so Bluebell Woods I'm thinking. I'm not gonna, well, I will start it. I won't have a gap between videos, I doubt. I just need to get myself sorted with my stuff. I don't want a big fat mess before I start the next one. There we go, that's pretty. Just make sure nothing's sticking down. That's it. I'm happy with that. Now this one's floating around. Where's that come from? I don't think it belongs in there. I think I just put the ephemera back in another time, because when I put ephemera back in, I sometimes change where it is around because it looks better in different places, you know. So this is a really dark chiffon. Let's see. Get that one open. I do have like lots of fabric snippets, so I can change it up a little bit if I think we're getting a bit samey. And I wonder whether, because those are writing pages there and I'm not going to put anything on them, I wonder whether we do the chiffon down the bottom again like we did the lace, just to give it some more down the bottom. It's really easy to stick down the chiffon, so that's one benefit. The other benefit is it's not really that expensive compared to, honestly, the glue is now blobbing everywhere. It's, yeah, inexpensive compared to some of the other things that we buy, like the sari silk, I would say. So it's an option for a fabric that's nice and light and see-through, and you can get nice colours in it. And it's got a nice rough edge to it as well. So this was from Temu. I've said it before, I'm not a lover of Temu, but occasionally I feel like I can't find what I'm looking for, you know, and I'll go and get the odd thing, but I need to control that because Temu is so addictive. You can get so much for so little, but there's big questions around that, isn't there? I'm sure you know what I mean. I mean, it's not possible to produce this stuff for very little without somebody somewhere paying a price for that in a way. So I try not to go mad with it, but there is a few things that I definitely find that they're harder to find, and I know I'm going to find them on there. That's the thing. Right, okay, so this is quite a boring page, for want of a better word. So I have this kind of flip through raggedy thing that's going to have ephemera stuffed in it, so it's quite a big item and it's removable, but there's nothing to say I can't put anything. There'll probably be some ephemera there, and there probably was. In fact, I'm sure there was. That's why there's a paper clip there. So what was it and where would it go? So I think it was, well, let's not make it that one. Let's make it something else because it's too similar. Let's make it, could it be that one? But then that would need to be stuck down. And you know what? I think we could, because that is, as nice as kind of authentic looking as that is, there's nothing that grabs me about it. So how about we put her on there? I think that would look good. So just let me break off from what I was doing and put this on. I don't need to use this Fabri-Tac for this, but it's warmed up and I don't want to wrestle with anything today. There we go. Let's get that on. So this is the ephemera I was saying I was making in my spare time. That looks nice, doesn't it? Right. Okay, I think we're doing all right. I don't think I'm going to get through the whole thing with you, but hopefully you're getting the idea of all the different things that you can try. Sometimes I'll leave the lace kind of drop over quite dramatically like that. I probably will with that one, because then you get to see it at the bottom and top as well when you close the journal. So don't do that all the time, but if it's a real big demonstrative journal, then I do. Wait, what are we doing here? Didn't go on properly, did it? There we go. I think that's okay. Let me just see. Yeah, I got a bit wonky there for a minute. Got myself in a bit of a pickle. So that goes on there. Okay, that's nice, isn't it? Hopefully you can see everything that you need to see. So I've got some ephemera there, and that's more of a journaling page. So this, I think, would look nice there. I don't need as much of that, so let me cut that off. So if you're still watching, then do you think you'd like to see me grapple with these beaded signatures? Or is it something you've seen a lot of already? Or even something you would never attempt, so there's no point. I do think it's going to be tricky. I need to get the beads to be, the hole to be big enough so that you can just thread the needle onto them as you're doing the signatures. So I can imagine it isn't easy unless you've done it lots of times. So I would be nervous doing it on camera, but then I sort of feel like you need to see the mistakes I make just as much as the successes, really. So we can laugh at it together. It all comes out wrong, can't we? Laugh and cry, as it were. That's nice. Quite shabby chic looking, isn't it? And I've got this bit. I think I was thinking this bit to go on there, to be honest. I don't want to lose the fact that it's a bag, so it would have to go there. So yeah, let's do that. We're coming along. I mean, I'm going to say I'm only about halfway through, so I'm going to say the truth of the matter is I can't possibly finish it on camera with you, but I get as far as I feel I can, because it's giving you a good idea of what you could do. So I say that if you want to add fabric, then especially if you're adding it inside the journal, go for nice thin cottony fabric. Don't try anything too thick. Not because you can't stick it in there, you can. See, the thing is, right, I'm going to fold that over. Not because you can't, because you definitely can, because Fabri-Tac will stick anything, but more because it really bulks out the journal. And as you can see, you know, lots of the ephemera I've got isn't even in here yet. But I do think fabric adds something, as does lace, to the journal, because I like the tactileness that you get with fabric. I'll stick that down a bit more. And you can't get that with just paper, as nice as it is. I haven't managed to do a journal yet that isn't a gator mouth either. I think the more space I have, the more I fill it. I just have to say to myself in the end, okay, that's enough now. Stop. Didn't cut that very straight, did I? Dearie me. I'm not loving that. I wonder whether that needs something like lace or something. So maybe I'll do that another time. So why don't we have this as, should we have it as a sticking out tag down the bottom? I haven't done many of those yet, have I? Or the side. Let me see. It's starting to look nice, isn't it? You need to sort of see what it looks like from the side. Then we've got these smaller pages, so in effect this isn't really going to show anyway, this tag, because it's too far into the journal, but I think I would like to add something, so let's do quite a big loop on it like that. And please don't give out on me, glue. speak to you really nicely. Probably that I've managed to find art glitter glue, which I didn't think we could get in the UK, but I did spot it on Amazon, and I wonder whether sometimes the art glitter glue would manage this thinner fabric as well. Possibly it would. I haven't tried it yet though, and I haven't opened the bottle, so I didn't want to be sort of faffing with that either. Right, probably open that bottle for my next project. I'm not sure how this will work. There we go. That's cute. Okay. Just see how we're doing on this side. Push in a little bit more. Not to be too floppy. There we go. Kind of alright, isn't it? Yeah. Again, with everything else, it'll be fine. That's what you've got to remember, I suppose. It might be that I want to add some ephemera here or something there as well, but that would be off camera now. So, journaling page. Ah, yes, this can go down the bottom. I like this black lace. Make sure you can see, keep checking. I've tried to tidy my small space up, so I've got all my ephemera behind me there, and positioning me sort of just right on the camera. So I think it seems to be going okay, and the video seems to be doing well, I think, for a new channel. So far so good, everybody. Thanks for your support. Okay, pop that on. Lovely. Building up for a nice cup of coffee in a minute. Stretch my back out. Hubby's out in the garden. I've become a garden widow now. Before that I was a piano widow. I'm only joking really, it's fine. He's happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Right, that looks nice outside, doesn't it? There, look. Lovely. It's a bit split down here. Not sure if that really matters, but I'll cut it anyway. Quite like the raggedy look there. It's nice. Alright, then we've got this big piece of ephemera, which seems to have lost its paper clip. Let's get a paper clip on it. So I made these on camera, these French receipt things. That was fun, and people like that as well. They like to see something a bit different. It's hard to find different things to do, isn't it? Okay, so I love that cat, and I can't do anything with that. I need to leave that. Then we've got this piece, which I probably did think I was going to put there. Actually, let me have a look. But that cat's further in, so I'm not going to put it on there because it's not going to massively benefit us if we do that. But that one, that could work. Let's put it on there. There we go. So the big question is always how much to put the journal on for. So I'm sure you can, if you're not into this, then I'm sure you can imagine it's a tricky one, because, well, let's not stick the ephemera down. It's time versus what you spend on putting inside, isn't it? But in reality, any handmade things, it's not really about the time, because nobody would ever be able to pay for that really. So it's a case of looking at what's on Etsy and deciding where it sits within what else is out there really. And that's tricky, I would say, because some people put really good photos on and you can see exactly what's going on in the journal, and others sort of undersell themselves a little bit. So okay, that's nice. The trouble is it's quite wavy, is what I found when I was doing the front cover. So other things I need to do to this journal, I need to grab some more of the dragonfly netting stuff that I used on the front to put on the inside cover a little bit. So I did say I would do that, and I don't want to forget that. I guess we could have tried to put some on the edge here, but they're very big dragonflies. So I'm talking about these here. So I'm thinking that we need to get some, once this ephemera is out of here, sort of on there, on the inside there, and some on the back here as well. Just because this journal does have a bit of bling, and I think that would be nice. Okay, so we're at the corset level here. I'm not going to cover that. That's a journaling page, and then there's not a lot going on there. I definitely think we can have something there. Got these nice pieces. Let me see. Obviously that ephemera could get in the way, couldn't it? Push that along. Oh, that would look nice, wouldn't it? I hope you can see what I can see. So I'm going to do this piece and one more, I think, and then I think that'll be my back held out for the day. So I hope you've enjoyed it and that you'll give me a thumbs up. If you want to check out my shop, then this vintage kit is on there. There's 20 pages, which is quite a lot. It's not a massive kit, but it's quite comprehensive. If you like something quite vintagey, then, and different, there's not many sewing ones out there, I've decided. But there's other things that have gone on recently as well. There's quite a few kits on there now. Gradually building it up, it's not the easiest thing to do. But yeah, the link for my Etsy shop is in the description, just take a look. And if you like to see what I'm like as a creator in general, and possibly be able to grab some freebies of different things, and go and check out Ko-fi and follow me there, and you'll see what I'm up to there as well. Because I sometimes put things on for a bit less, especially the journals go on there first for a bit less, so that anybody who's seen it on here gets first dibs. And then yeah, put the odd freebie on there, and if you're a member you get lots of freebie options, but you don't, you know, I'm not saying you have to do that, but oh, I really like that. I'm going to put one more thing on there because I really like that. So I'm going to actually come this side with this, turning it around. Sorry about all the scraping and scrapping around here. Let me just, I've lost it. There we go. I'm going to put this the other side so that we've actually got fabric each side of this one. Somehow the hats allow for that to happen. I think it's because it's a print and it's not one image, so it's okay to cover a bit of it, you know. Wrong scissors, never mind. So I'm going to put this one on. So if you've not subscribed because you've not found me, please subscribe. It is a new channel, so you'll be at the beginning of my journey on this channel anyway, and that's nice, isn't it, to be a supporter right from early days. And I think the next video I'm going to be doing, well, I don't think, I know, the next video I'm going to be doing is a full flip through with all the ephemera in and everything finished on this journal. So I'll spend a couple of days working on it off camera, and then I'll show you what the result was, and then you can tell me what you think. Unless of course you hate it, and then don't tell me what you think. Hopefully not. There we go. Okay, so that's what we've done so far. I'll show you how that now, I mean, if you think about what it was like when we started the video, how that's giving it colour and interest on the sides. It may have added a little bit down the bottom, just a little bit. I can see that this ephemera is, some of the ephemera is loose because it's like original, like as an original pattern there that I've turned into a book, so I haven't clipped everything in, but I probably will clip most of it in by the time we get to selling point. So yeah, you can see some things coming down, but there might be room for a bit more to come down or up, but mostly I think we've had pretty good success how far we've gone so far, and we're right up to here. So that's a piece of ephemera anyway, so we've got Well, I say we, it'll be me now off camera. I've got that to do. So I think we've had a really successful video. So thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video on Old Cottage Junk. Thank you.